Is that everything in life is determined by your dad, and there's an umbrella of authority that your dad has. So there's God, your dad, and then you. So if you do anything that goes outside of your dad's instructions, then God will no longer protect you, and you could be open to all sorts of danger.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at a video about a lady that grew up in a cult but didn't know she was actually growing up in the cult. And I guess when she got older, she's now realizing, hey, my family was actually a cult. I don't know. So let's just jump in the video and watch it.
I am Faith Elizabeth Hunter, and today I'm going to be talking about how I grew up in a cult. There was no TV in our house. We weren't allowed to watch movies or television shows. We weren't allowed to listen to any contemporary non-Christian music. I was not allowed to cut my hair. I was not allowed to wear makeup. I was not allowed to wear high heels. I felt like there were so many rules. I know we had like a notebook with all the rules listed, and it's kind of weird to think back on that.
Yeah, I would have definitely thought something was wrong. But then again, she probably didn't know something was wrong because she never grew up with having television or anything like that. So she wouldn't know. Probably wouldn't have known that what her parents were doing was a bad thing. But then again, if she had friends, I don't know.
The cult I was in was part of the Institute in Basic Life Principles, which was started by Bill Gothard, and he ran a homeschool program called the Advanced Training Institute. We read the Bible every day. We were supposed to meditate and think about the Bible. I would wake up at least by 6 a.m. and read the Bible for 30 minutes. And then our education was all driven around the Bible. So we had Bible lessons throughout the day, whether it was English, math, science, it was always scripture. All of our life skills were driven to be married. So I knew that once I was 17 or 18, it was time to start thinking about getting married, and I wasn't supposed to date or flirt with any guys because my dad was going to pick my husband. And then all of my life skills were all about things I needed to do to be a good wife. So I learned how to bake bread, and I learned how to sew, and I learned how to play piano. So if my husband wanted me to play piano for the church, then I could play the piano for the church.
I mean, so basically her parents have her whole life planned out for her. Well, not her whole life, but the beginning parts of her life, I guess.
Is that everything in life is determined by your dad, and there's an umbrella of authority that your dad has. So there's God, your dad, and then you. So if you do anything that goes outside of your dad's instructions, then God will no longer protect you, and you could be open to all sorts of danger.
Wow, so her parents literally feed her all of this stuff. It's scaring her as she's growing up into doing certain things or to not do certain things. I don't even know what to say about that. Just because, I grew up so differently from that. That's, the strictest, but beyond strictest parents.
Dad told me if I ever speed, if I ever drive down the road faster than I'm supposed to, then I would be out from under the umbrella of protection, and God would let me get in a car wreck and die. I got sick with, the flu or something, and I remember I was getting cold medicine, and my mom looked at me, and she said, "So you're sick, so you must have done something to get sick. God is punishing you because you've gone out from under the umbrella of protection, and you've gotten, this is why you're sick, is you must have done something to be punished." And I was racking my brain, trying to think of something I did to disobey my parents, to be out from under the umbrella of protection, to get sick.
Okay, so it's if she did anything wrong, then, or anything that was bad in her parents' eyes, it was because she was being punished. Which, getting sick is out of a human's control. You can't, I don't know. But most of the time, it's out of someone's control. So you can't say that if her getting sick is God punishing her. She didn't make herself sick.
And I would go into the grocery store. We weren't allowed to look at the magazines with like celebrities on them because that was like immoral and bad. And my dad would encourage us to turn the magazines over, so turn them to the back while we're standing in line at the grocery store so that they wouldn't be a temptation to people coming in line after us. I didn't know who the Beatles were. I didn't know who anybody was.
Okay, so that's just so funny to imagine. Them little kids in the store walking around and they see a magazine, they just run up to it and flip it over and just, oh my gosh, I can't stare at it, I can't stare.
I was a child who played with dolls, and then I was an adult, and there was no in between. I never had a chance to like go on a first date and like have that like first crush, because every crushes were considered bad. I didn't get to like experience messing up on your makeup, dyeing your hair a silly color. I didn't get to like actually think through and decide things for myself. I didn't get to make decisions as a teenager. Every decision was made for me. So then when I was an adult, I had crippling anxiety to figure out how to start making decisions on my own, because my whole life my parents had made every decision for me.
Yeah, not learning to do things on your own and to make the mistakes and move forward can obviously take a toll on you in the future. So, yeah, I feel bad for the girl. Like, literally her entire childhood and like teen was all like ripped from her. Okay, well, yeah, that's the video. I mean, at least she got to go to college, get away from her parents and get away from the house. Like, you know, at least she's doing something on her own. If she picked to go to college, I hope, and her parents weren't forcing her. But yeah, that was it for the video. I hope you guys liked it. Comment down below any topics you want me to do next, and tell me your opinions on this. What do you guys think about it, and do you guys live in a household like this? I hope not. But other than that, bye.